Hi, Jim Romer with your Weather Wealth newsletter. A special long video today, probably at least 8 to 9 minutes or so. So stay with me. If you're a farmer, if you're an ETF investor or a hedge fund, we've been catching wind of a change in the weather pattern for Brazil for about a week or two. A lot of volatility in coffee. Sugar prices making new lows in a big South American crop, too big of a long position. And also, we have the soybean market, which we called for clients a week or two ago to top out, as even with a reduction in the crop in Mato Grosso for soybeans, the rest of the country is going to have great weather and big yield. So make sure you download my recent free issue of Weather Wealth. It's complimentary. Go to the link below and to my website, and we'll talk all about how we've called some of these recent markets, the bear market in natural gas a month ago, the things may be changing a little bit. As we can see, the weather pattern there in red, well above normal temperatures in Europe and the United States, as we've been predicting for more than a month and a half. Notice the blue there, right there. Well, a little bit colder weather toward the end of December and January. Will it be enough, though, to create a bottom in the natural gas market? As described, the Weather Wealth, get a 2-week free trial period, or at least download this complimentary issue about El Nino and global commodities and South American weather. So what has been going on? My goodness, crocodiles floating in 2 meters of water, flooding rains in Australia, in Queensland here over the last week or two. The world's weather is going wild. Well, is it El Nino or is it climate change? It's a combination of both, in my opinion. Record warm global oceans. Look at this rainfall the last month, well above normal, 400% above normal over Queensland, Australia, and New South Wales. Unusual during an El Nino. So why is this happening? Well, something we call the Antarctic Oscillation Index is going positive. When this happens, there's a cold vortex over the South Pole. So think of it as the positive AAO index over the Arctic and the North Pole in winter. When that vortex stays there, the country warms up. One reason why we saw natural gas prices collapse here, about 20%. I was bearish at $3. My clients hopefully called. Most of this moved down over the last 6 weeks. Look at that big vortex, which tends to create actually above normal rainfall over parts of northern Brazil. So will the drought actually break? Not completely, but we do see a big improvement in rainfall because of this vortex over Antarctica and our Climate Predict in-house program that uses El Nino and teleconnections thousands of miles away. We see an improvement in this situation for soybeans, still potential big crop, even though the Mato Grosso crop has come down about 20%. Also, the MJO, a disturbance that rotates around the equator every 30 to 60 days, is going into phase 8 there. Look at that, right near my head. See that green over Brazil there? That's a wet weather pattern. One reason why soybean prices broke here much of this past week. What about orange juice? Boy, you don't want to be trading orange juice. There's no liquidity, right? Some people are asking me about it. We have citrus greening in Brazil. So even though the Brazil crop is excellent, yes, it's tempting to sell orange juice on spike rallies like this. What do? Well, not much liquidity, but again, in my newsletter, I talk about what you should be doing in this and most other markets. One of the biggest movers lately, of course, was in coffee. They're in red in some of the soybean growing areas and also coffee. Less than 20% normal rainfall the last month and a half. Why coffee prices exploded. But we began telling our clients to buy puts, sell calls in coffee longer term, and hedge that being long Robusta because of tight supplies and a lot of problems. Very sophisticated situation for coffee. That's what we do. We try to help educate people. I was bullish coffee about 2 weeks ago there. Did you see that? Part of this move up. But lately, we are neutral to actually bearish. Look at my moisture index on my spider, a -3, meaning the rain's going to be improving in Brazil here over the next few weeks. It's really the Robusta coffee market that was really, really bullish on over the last few weeks. And sugar, we became bearish below support. And hopefully clients in our newsletter took advantage of that. Why was I bearish sugar? Not just from a technical perspective, but the way our weather spiders talk about the economy, talk about seasonality, talk about global crops. Well, the South American crop is going to be huge. And I like looking at positions when people are heavily long or heavily short a market. And in the case of sugar a few weeks ago, actually most of the summer and fall, people were heavily long on the Indian monsoon drought, as well as also the Thailand crop coming down. That's been built into the market. What's going to happen, though, in the next 6 to 8 months with global weather? It all depends on El Nino. When I update my forecast on my newsletter twice a week, we'll be having longer term strategies and this market, as well as many other markets. Of course, like soybeans, for example, about a week and a half ago, I became at least slightly bearish and actually more so right now. Could all these things change? How do you trade the weather? Options, futures, and ETFs. That's what we do at Weather Wealth. Have a very Merry Christmas and download your free issue of my latest newsletter. Thank you.